My spidey sense is tingling.
I'm gonna pop some tags, only got $20 in my pocket.
I'm not shooting a spidey sense video. In fact, this is like the anti-spidey sense, because instead of searching for great deals, I paid retail price. Cause sometimes you gotta drop a fat stack to show people where you at. I don't haggle cause I have to, I haggle cause I can. And here's what I bought. So the first thing I'm gonna show you is actually something that I bought many moons ago, but never got the chance to brag about it on the internet. Now, for the longest time, I've had the fantasy of building my own full-sized arcade cabinet. Okay, so maybe fantasy is not the right word. Erotic fantasy. Oh yeah, this is the stuff I think about when I'm with the wife. But instead of dropping hundreds of dollars and hundreds of man hours, I got this guy for 40 bucks. The Ion Arcade. As you can see, it's a nice tabletop unit. Decent size. You get the nice retro kind of arcade look. And the way it works is this controller is powered by AA batteries. It's a Bluetooth accessory. So all you got to do is plop in your iPad. And there you go. You have an arcade. Now the way it's supposed to work is that you're supposed to download this Atari app that lets you play some of the retro games like Asteroids and Frogger. But if you really want to unlock the power of this bad boy, you gotta get an emulator on there. And the only way to do that is to jailbreak your iPad, which there's plenty of tutorials online on how to do that. And it's perfectly legal, so don't feel like I'm breaking the law here. So just to give you a quick demonstration, here's some of the ROMs I have loaded up. And now let's play some X-Men. Now I can finally beat those arcade games that I never could as a kid, and I don't even have to steal from my mama's purse. The touch, the feel of cotton, the fabric of our lives. Yep, you're about to experience the softer side of Greco Fabulous. I don't really collect furries, but these two I just had to have. For those of you that read Chew, this guy is no stranger to you. He is in one of the best comic book characters in history, and I can say that because I'm such a big comic book guy. This, of course, is Pollo, the homicidal cybernetic rooster. I originally just kind of dragged my feet on buying, not that it, it was high price or I didn't think it was cool. Just for some reason I didn't pull the trigger. So one day I was like, hey wife, I think I'm gonna do it. And she's like, you son of a bitch, I actually pre-ordered it for you for your birthday. So I spoiled that surprise. But luckily for me, since she pre-ordered it so early, not only did I get the stuffed animal, but I also got this arena wrestling battle ticket where it's Pollo versus Unisaurus Rex, signed by John Layman and Rob Gilroy. And that was limited to 500. Now to Pollo's left is Max the Bear from the Stuff of Legend. Now I don't really collect teddy bears. I mean, we all had a Teddy Ruxpin back in the day, and we all put in hardcore rap tapes in him to see what would happen because it was freaking hilarious. But other than that, I don't really have a long history with teddy bears. But something about the look of this one made me have to have it, and I love the story. So one of the perks of pre-ordering him, which I did, was that this tag is actually signed by the artist, Charles Paul Wilson III. And you can see it's a 63 out of a 275 piece. So one funny anecdote that came of this was, originally when I got this bear, it didn't look like this. It looked like this. And when you compare that to the product shot, there's a little bit of a discrepancy there. Enough to the point where I was like, I'm really not happy with how this bear looks, and I probably, definitely would not have bought it. But I reached out to Skeleton Crew Studio via Twitter, very copacetically. It's not like I bashed them and threw in a millennia of hateful hashtags. And they actually emailed me back with a solution, which was to pretty much strangle the shit out of this bear. I mean, look at the pictures they sent me. It actually had me cracking up, but it worked. These hands can mold worlds. Oh, and he also comes with a map of the darkness, which will forever remain tied because I never got that badge in Boy Scouts. Next, I happened upon these two guys on eBay. This, of course, is Milk and Cheese, the vinyl figures. Now, from what I've read, this is actually a pretty rare piece, and it is the first time that I've ever seen it available for sale on eBay. So I knew that when it landed in my lap, I really had to make a strong power move to get it. I'll be upfront, I ended up paying $50 for it, but 100% complete. It's in the box, and I believe when it first came out, the retail price is 30 bucks. The smell of the vinyl alone is worth the price of admission. I mean, next to gasoline, that's the thing that's killing most of my brain cells. So the next item was supposed to be a present for my wife, but surprise, surprise, she hated it. I don't know her at all, and now it's mine. So I have a Lego Scooby-Doo Mystery Machine. Now, I'm not really that into Legos. Scooby-Doo's fine. My wife loves Scooby-Doo's, but apparently not in Lego form. But I don't know, I think this is pretty cool. And I don't think it's that much of a stretch to say, hey, you say you're a Scooby-Doo fan, you like the cartoons, you want a Scooby-Doo lunchbox and Scooby-Doo #1, maybe you'll enjoy the Lego Mystery Machine. I don't see those dots being too far apart to connect them, but apparently I don't know anything about my significant other that I share children with. So hey, have I ever mentioned that I like Transformers? This of course is Superion, comprised of the aerial bots, good guys, and this is Menasor, comprised of the Stunticons, bad guys. Getting these two guys actually ended up being one of the most annoying ordeals in recent memory. First off, Superion came from a local eBay seller, so I messaged him to see if he had any more Transformers and would be willing to do a bulk deal in person. That's when he told me that he was actually selling them for his son, so I would have to talk to him. So the next morning I called his son up, and the first words out of his mouth were, yeah, I'll sell them, but I still want eBay prices. And that just bothered me. Really? You couldn't be cordial for just 1 minute of this conversation? I get it. Fair market value, whatever. But here I am, potentially willing to drop a dime on this collection of yours and save you the hassle of listing everything on eBay, and all you can talk about is not giving them away and protecting yourself from resellers. Okay buddy, good luck with that. Keep entrusting your elderly father, who knows nothing about Transformers, to sell them for you. That's why I got an almost complete Superion for $57. So how's that working out for you? And then Menasor here arrives on the scene with a broken left arm, which was extra annoying because I specifically asked the seller if anything was broken. Then of course it comes out that, oh, I bought these at a yard sale and know nothing about Transformers. Okay, I get it. Not everyone is a Transformers expert. I'm certainly not, but pretty sure anyone can tell if someone is missing a head. I did get a partial refund though, so at least he got that right. Then, in my search for a replacement figure, I found a listing that was asking for $8 plus shipping or best offer. So of course I offer him $5 and he straight out declines it. Not counters, but declines. And I was shocked. I was like, come on, there's no way he's that upset over $3. So I ended up messaging him and saying, hey, don't want to waste any more offers, just tell me what you want for him. And then he gets on his high horse and just starts spouting garbage about how he wants $8, otherwise he wouldn't have listed him for that, and that he only included best offer as a fail-safe in case he judged the market wrong. Well, excuse me for not knowing your goddamn eBay selling strategy. When a listing says best offer, guess what? That's inviting negotiation. So I told him I'd rather pay more money than to deal with his f***ing attitude. And I did. People like that just make me want to leave the planet behind. And now I can. Boom, I got a space pod. Alright, so that really doesn't really launch. It's more of a, lands, stays stationary. But whatever, with imagination, you can go anywhere. So, just imagine, remove these children and put me in there. That's when the real fun starts. But this ain't a solo mission. I mean, there's always room for two in this pod. Back when we were younger, my brother and I used to pretend that the dining room table was a spaceship. And what we'd do was we would pilot this spaceship by laying down on the two chairs facing the underside of the table. And all the brackets and screws and dividers and such that made up this table were our instruments. So we would have a lot of pretend space missions. For some of us it was pretend because my brother went on to become the famous astronaut John Glenn, and I of course ended up getting a job in IT support where I spend my days constantly telling people to turn off and turn on their computers. But hey, you know, we all have our own destiny and our parents love us just as much. I'm sorry I wasn't an astronaut, Dad! Alright guys, that's going to be the end of this video. As always, thank you for watching and giving me a reason to do these things. I know that I keep spitting in your face about when the next Spidey Sense video is going to drop. Again, you know, that's the video that I love doing the most. I don't know what more to say other than, you know, when I can, I definitely will. You know, unfortunately, a long time ago, I made the decision to repopulate the Earth instead of pursuing my dreams. So basically, I just can't get out of my own way. You know, right now I could be well established as a YouTube superstar and having millions of subscribers and millions of their ad dollars, but instead I decided to become a father. Worst decision ever!